We have a nice industrial look and aesthetic here, very simple and minimal. Hey everyone, Digital David here. Today I'm going to be checking out the Be Quiet Peer-Base 500DX Mid-Tower ATX case. I did receive this product to review, but any opinion expressed in this video is strictly my own. That being said, if you're interested in this product, you want to find out more about it, the link to it will be in the video description. You can see the retail box and packaging right here. So this features a tempered glass side panel, 3 pier wings, 2 fans, and we have some built-in RGB lighting in this case on the front panel and inside. Now let's go ahead, let's open it up and look at the contents. Here are all the contents. First up, you can see we have our user guide and manual walking us through everything we need to know about this particular case with our tech specs, our included contents, a nice breakout diagram of every individual part and component. Then you can see our great graphics walking us through everything we need to know about this case. So check that out. Really helpful stuff. How to rearrange, how to install hard drives, solid state drives. They show you a complete build as well. So how to reposition the cage, install the power supply, motherboard installation. There's the completed system I was talking about. And they have your cable management options as well. And then they have your ARGB modes and colors. How to sync the RGB and warranty information. Next, you can see we have our zip ties, and you may have noticed we don't have the included Velcro straps. They're either hiding in the case or we just didn't get them. That's not really that big of a deal to me. Then you can see we got our little hex head, Phillips head adapter right there, and we have our 3 different screws. Last but not least, we have the case itself. Let's go ahead, let's look at that in more detail. First up, we're looking at the top of the case. Check it out, everything looks great. We got the Be Quiet logo and branding on our removable screen that's magnetic. That just snaps in place. And technically, you could reconfigure this to the other side if you want. Next, you can see on our front panel header, we have our USB 3.1 Type-C, USB 3.0, power button, mic, headphone jack, and our RGB controls. Now you can see the front panel right here with the Be Quiet logo and branding, and you can see our RGB light strip coming down the middle lighting our case. At the very bottom, we have a handle here that we can pull to remove the front cover. So here's a look at the front panel with the cover removed. Check it out. We also have a removable screen right here. You can see our 1 installed fan. We could add additional fans or rearrange depending on our cooling needs and preferences. You can see where the RGB connects to the case as well and the cover. Disregard this. Our case came damaged, unfortunately, during the shipping process, but you can see we got a nice little bulge there. You will not have that in yours, hopefully. Here's a look at it from the bottom. We also have a removable screen, and you can see where our power supply fan's gonna exhaust to. This just slides in and out as needed, and 4 nice rubber contacts on the feet. Here's a look at the back side of the case. First up, you can see where our motherboard's gonna install, our exhaust fan, our PCIe expansion slots, and where our power supply goes. Here's a look at the backside. Check it out. Everything looks great. You can see how the cables are currently routed. We have our hard drive bay down here, a spot to install 2 SSDs. You may notice we have 4 Be Quiet Velcro straps already installed. Those could be the 4 that are included with the case. That would make sense to me. And then you can see at the bottom where our power supply is going to go. We have a bunch of different cable management options and ways to route our cables through to the other side from the top, the side, and the bottom right here. Now you can see inside the case right here, we have our tempered glass side panel removed, revealing our additional fan, bringing our total to 3 included fans. You can see our standoff brackets are already installed. We have our key down here letting us know, depending on the size of our motherboard, how to configure everything. Plenty of room to route our cables up top along the side channel right here or down below. You can also see down below with our power supply cover and shroud, we have a nice graded mesh. And on this side, we have plenty of room for future expansion as we see fit. And we have the Be Quiet logo and branding right there on a plastic cover. You can see we already got a cable routed through there. So everything looks great. Now let's go ahead and build. All right, so check it out. You can see here's our build right here. I'm really happy with how everything came together. We have a nice industrial look and aesthetic here. Very simple and minimal with our blacks, with our white accents. So obviously we got our case lighting right here, and you can see that that's white. And then up at the top, you may notice we have some white lighting right here and the white light on our cooler. So I really like how simple this build is in regards to the aesthetic. Now let's go ahead, let's look at it in more detail. So here's a look at it from the inside from the overhead camera. You can see right now we have 3 exhaust fans right here, and then you can see we have our pure loop AIO for our cooler. So that's bringing our cold air in through the radiator, and then everything else is exhausting out. So we have basically our GPU fans down here bringing in cold air from the bottom and pushing all that warm air right here and out the case from the back and from the top. But check it out, really happy, plenty of room to work with right here. You could rotate this if you want, if you wanted to mount it down below. Now with this particular pure loop cooler, I was unable to mount it up top. That's where I initially wanted it, but it's too large. This version that I have, I believe it's the 280 millimeter version. This one is too large. Yep, I have the Pure Loop 280 millimeter version right here. So if you got a smaller one, you should be able to mount it up top. But you can see for our build, we went ahead and we installed it on the side. Everything's working great as you would expect. And again, it looks really cool. I love having the white accent light here with our white case lights shining down from the top and from the front of the case. It just looks really good. Plenty of room again for future expansion. Really easy to route all of our cables, and they hide really nice too. So you really have that nice professional build look and feel. Here's a quick look at it from the top. So check it out. Everything looks great. You can see the different hole alignment options that we have. With our particular cooler and having the large fans on it, it was going to block the RAM and some other parts of our motherboard. So for this particular case with our particular cooler, it didn't work, but you can see the configurations that you do have depending on the cooler that you choose. Now you can see from the back side right here, we did remember to install our I/O shield. You can see our GPU right there as well. Plenty of expansion slots, power supply fits great, and our exhaust fan is blowing nice cool air out the back. Now you can see from the back side right here in our cable channels and our cable management. So obviously we could do a much better job than you're seeing right here, but up at the top we have plenty of room to route our cables and we could really tidy them up. You can see the 2 channels we're using down the back side right here. We have additional options to go in and out and in between as needed. You can pick up some additional options for the front as well. Obviously, we could mount some SSDs here too if we had them or wanted them in our build. And then you can see our CPU power cable. I decided just to leave it be, but if we really wanted, we could route it somewhat up this channel right there. And then we have additional cables down here for our fully modular power supply, so we can easily get to them as needed later. And again, plenty of options to route our cables up there. And don't forget right here, if you want to add a couple 3.5-inch drives, you have that option to add 2 of them on the back side, out of the way, all set and ready to go to easily connect right here to your power supply and then to get the data up to the motherboard. So overall, let me share with you my final thoughts in regards to building in the Be Quiet PureBase 500DX. I've done quite a few Be Quiet builds, and I gotta say, out of all the cases that I've built in, I really like the size of this one's. Most of the Be Quiet cases that I've used are just massive and overkill for my really simple builds. I'm typically just building an editing or a streaming PC. So I like the size and form factor of this particular case. It's really well done, really pleased with it overall, plenty of room on the inside to really set this up and configure it however you want. And did I mention it actually looks great too? I just love the aesthetic here. We got the black and white going, and it looks really simple and really nice. Obviously, I could brighten this up a little bit more too if I wanted to swap out the fans and add some ARGB fans. I wish by default they gave us those ARGB fans instead of the case fans that are included, because I think most people would appreciate having that additional RGB all throughout their build, especially because it already has it integrated directly into the case. So I feel like that's a little bit of a miss there, a missed opportunity to give us some better fans with RGB already included, but it's not the end of the world because you can configure this however you want. And if you've never used a Be Quiet case in the past, or at all, whatever the reason may be, they are true to their name. They run very quiet. The fans are near silent, and the cases usually do a good job, but they're designed to insulate everything for you. So if you typically have a noisy PC for whatever reason, you will appreciate using a Be Quiet case and their fans to help bring that noise level down. No issues with the thermals at all or anything else along those lines with this case either. As you can see, it's a really breathable case. That's what I'll call this particular case. Plenty of room up top if you wanted some intake or exhaust. Same with the back side. And then obviously from the front right here, we have plenty of breathability, but there's also a lot of breathability from the bottom too, which may be important to you depending on how you're configuring it, or maybe if your GPU with the fans down there, your power supply pulling in some cool air from the bottom, you won't have any issues with this build. I'm trying to think about things I'd want to see improved or changed in the future. Maybe throw in a wireless charger. That'd be cool if we could have one up top, if that could work. Maybe some additional USB. Obviously, I want more RGB. But overall, it's just a nice, simple case that works. Well, that concludes our video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget the product link will be in our video description below. Please go ahead, check it out, and do your shopping from there. Any purchase made through that link helps support our channel at no additional cost to you. So we're really grateful and thankful for all of your support. While you're at it, can you go ahead and hit that like button for us? And subscribe to our channel. We have new content coming out daily, and we don't want you to miss anything. Please go ahead and give us a follow online and make it a clean sweep. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, Discord. You can message us on WeChat, check out our website, and join our free newsletter. Thank you guys so much for being here. Don't forget new content daily, and we can't wait to see you in our next video.